There's a new term out there which is called vibe coding, and almost everyone is talking about that. So what is vibe coding and why everyone is talking about that, and why you as a non-technical person should do vibe coding as well? In this video, I'm going to share that how you as a non-technical person can do vibe coding and what are the best practices and best tools for vibe coding. But before we do that, we first need to understand what is vibe coding. So vibe coding is just a way to develop something, maybe a website, maybe a mobile app, without you as a person writing a single line of code. So we use AI agents, something like Cursor AI agent and Windsurf AI agent, and ask these AI agents to develop softwares for us. And you are just the human in loop who is guiding these AI agents what to develop. So basically vibe coding is a way to develop softwares using these AI agents. And now it is getting more and more popular among non-technical people. And now it is getting more and more popular among non-technical people because AI code editors, something like Cursor and Windsurf, are getting more and more smart every single day. So you can develop softwares using these AI agents without you writing a single line of code or even interacting with code. But the main thing that matters here is what are the best practices for vibe coding. So in this video, I'm going to share a very detailed step-by-step guide and share best practices that I use for vibe coding. So if you are a non-technical person or an absolutely beginner, this video is for you. By the end of this video, you should be capable to develop almost anything using these AI agents by following these vibe coding practices. So before we start, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and click on that like button as well. Our goal for this video is to reach 1000 likes. Alright, the first most important thing is choosing the right AI code editor. You can choose something like Cursor or something like Windsurf. You can also choose something like Tempo Labs or Data Button, but I will not recommend you using any of these tools if you are looking to develop something serious. If you are looking to develop something very simple and not very complex, maybe some basic web apps, then you can use either Tempo Labs or Data Button or even bolt.new. But if you're interested in serious development and if you want to have a proper development experience, I highly recommend using something like Cursor or Windsurf. From my personal experience, I will recommend you using Cursor because Cursor has improved its agentic functionality a lot, and the Cursor agent is far more smarter than the Cascade AI agent from Windsurf. Cascade is actually the AI agent by Windsurf that acts very similar to Cursor AI agent. But I will not confuse you among any of these tools. I will highly recommend you using something like Cursor. Now, if you're going with Cursor, I recommend you using the Pro version because this way you will have almost unlimited access to develop anything that you want. I know this might not be affordable for some of you, so there is a free alternative as well. There is another AI code editor which is very similar to Cursor. It's called Tray.ai, T-R-A-A-I, and this tool is 100% free. There is no pro plan. You can simply just download this tool for Windows or Mac and then you can start using it. You can use Claude Sonnet 3.5 and 3.7 in this. I have used all of these tools. If you want to have a smooth development experience, you don't want to face too many errors, I believe Cursor is better than any other AI code editors out there. That's why if you can pay $20 for Cursor AI, I believe it will give you much better experience. Alright, so if you have not decided to go with Cursor, simply just download Cursor on Windows or Mac, whatever you are using. After that, you can simply just sign in Cursor and you can sign in using your Google account. Once you have downloaded Cursor on your computer, simply just look for Cursor on your search bar and then open Cursor. This is how it will look like when you will open it for the first time, and after that simply just click on this open project button in here. After that, simply just create an empty folder on your computer. I'm just creating a folder with vibe coding and I'll just select this folder. And that's it. I got this folder opened inside Cursor. Now, the first rule of vibe coding is before you set up your project, you need to know what exactly you are building. If you want to develop a mobile application or a web application or maybe anything else, you need to understand what exactly you are developing and what is your tech stack. You should also have a basic requirements document, or you can say a basic features document. So I'm using ChatGPT and I just explained my idea in here. I said, I want to develop an SEO ranking tool in Next.js. Please write very detailed requirements for this project. And then now it has created a very detailed requirements document for my project. I can review these requirements. I can add or remove anything that I want. And after that, I can just use this requirement document inside Cursor. How we're going to use that, I'll tell you that in a minute. But now next step is to set up our project inside Cursor. We have already opened this empty folder inside Cursor. We still have not set up our Next.js project. To do that, what you need to do, you need to simply just open your terminals. So you can just open this panel in here, this terminal panel, and in here we just need to run a command. Which command? I'll just tell you in a minute. Just go to this nextjs.org/docs link, and after that simply just click on this installation button, and in here simply just copy this command from here, and then you need to paste that command in here. Okay, it will just take a second and then it will just ask us to create a name for our project. I'll just name it SEO ranking, and now it will just take a couple of minutes to install all of the dependencies in here. Now, most of you might be thinking that we can just like ask Cursor AI agent to create a project for us. That too, you can do that, but this is the best practice that if you create an empty next.js project first, then open that project, the root directory of that project directly inside Cursor, and then ask Cursor AI agent that, okay, now I have created an empty next.js project. Now you need to like start developing this software from this empty next.js Cursor project. This is the best practice. This way, Cursor AI agent will make less mistakes. All right, so as you can see right now, it has created this empty next.js project. Now on this left side, you can see our project has been created, and this is our project root directory, which is SEO ranking. This is our project root directory folder. Now you can see there is another parent folder, which is vibe coding. So right now we have opened that vibe coding folder inside Cursor. Now I can ask Cursor AI agent to create something from this empty next.js project, but sometimes it makes this mistake. It actually creates some code files inside this vibe coding directory instead of using this SEO ranking directory. So to avoid that mistake, we need to directly open this SEO ranking folder as a root directory. So to do that, simply just go to your file section in here. From here, simply just click on open folder, and from here you need to now open the SEO ranking folder directly. Make sure that you're inside this SEO ranking folder, then simply just click on select folder, and now it will open this SEO ranking folder directly. There you go. Now you can see our default root directory is SEO ranking. Perfect. Now we have done that step. Now next step is actually to add our requirements, the requirements that we created using ChatGPT. We need to add those requirements inside our project. To do that, just go back to ChatGPT and copy this entire requirement section from here. Copy all of this content from here. Go back to Cursor in here inside your root directory. Just click on this create new file button, and after that just name this file requirements md. Simply just give it this name, and after that simply just paste all of that content that you copied from there. Just paste that, copy that content, then paste it inside this requirements.md file. Now every time we'll ask Cursor AI agent to do something, we'll just tag requirements.md file, and then it will just scan this entire content of this requirements.md file, and then it will understand what exactly are the features and what exactly it is going to develop. Now there is one more step, and that is actually to create a .cursor rules file and then adding some content inside that .cursor rules file. Simply just click on this new file button once again, then create .cursor rules file. After that, press enter, and now we have this .cursor rules file in here. Now we need to add content in this file. If you know about Devon AI, Devon is world's first AI software engineer, and this is Devon.ai, and this actually acts as your AI team. That means it acts as a software engineer. You ask it to do something, and then it just like finishes that particular task. The only problem here is the pricing, which is like $500 per month. At least for me, this is costly. So we need to make Cursor act like Devon, and for that we need to update this .cursor rules file. So we can totally achieve the Devon-like functionalities by simply updating this .cursor rules file. There's this GitHub repository which was originally created by Grappier. They have created this .cursor rules file. I will provide link to this file directly in my description section, and this cursor rules file actually transforms Cursor to act like Devon. So what you need to do, simply just open this URL and then simply just click on this .cursor rules file in here, and after that simply just copy this content from here, then go back to Cursor, then paste that content inside your .cursor rules file. What this particular .cursor rules file does is actually it makes Cursor to plan better. Whenever we ask Cursor to do something, it will create a very detailed plan, and then it will actually work on that plan step by step, one by one. This way it will make less mistakes and it will write better code. Now we can just give command to Cursor AI agent, and we can ask Cursor AI agent to start developing this software for us. So the first thing is just download and install Cursor. The second thing is just create an empty next.js project. Third thing is create a requirements document inside ChatGPT. Fourth thing is get that content for .cursor rules file. And now fifth step is just start asking Cursor AI agent to start development of this project. So just go back to this Cursor AI agent window, and in here you can just choose either Claude Sonnet 3.5 or 3.7. 3.7 is much better, so I'll just choose 3.7, and now we can actually tag our requirements document in our chat, and we can ask Cursor to start developing this SEO tool. I want you to review this requirements document. Just tag your requirements document in here. Just write dot requirements md. I want to develop SEO tool. Please understand the requirements, and then let's start development of this tool. I want you to do the development step by step in small phases so we can avoid any issues and bugs. First, let's create a basic front end dashboard for this tool. Alright, so this is the command that I'm giving it. By the way, if you're wondering how I got this speech to text option in here, this is built in Windows speech to text. You can simply just open that by clicking on Windows key on your keyboard and H key. So you can just like, this will pop up, then just choose a text box and then press on this button. Alright, so now we have tagged our requirements.md file, but I have mentioned here that I want you to develop only the front end design of the dashboard. I do not want you to like develop all of this tool in one command. So it is better that if you just like go step by step. So it will just like scan all of the requirements.md file. It will understand what exactly we are building. And then after that, it will just like build one portion of requirements.md file, which is just like the front end design of the dashboard. So after I press on send button in here, what it will do, it will just update this .cursor rules file. There is a scratchpad option in here. It will just like add tasks for itself in that scratchpad option. Also, it will update this cursor learned section in here. It will update all of its learnings during the development process. This way, it will be easier for cursor to track all of the learnings and all of the mistakes that it has made throughout the development. So simply just press on send in here, and now cursor AI agent will take a couple of seconds. It will scan this directory first. It will read this requirements.md file. After that, it will just then update this .cursor rules file. It will create its development plan, and now it will just like start development in here. From now onwards, you are not required to like do anything. You can just like keep asking questions from cursor AI agent. Once it will finish one particular task, next step will be then to like run our project and test that task and then move to next task. Right now, as you can see, it is updating this .cursor rules file in here. It is updating this plan. It is saying that let me update the .cursor rules file with our plan. So it is going to create a plan. It will add that plan in this scratchpad section, and then it will just like act on that plan. Right now it is asking us to install some of these packages in here. All you need to do, simply just click on run command, and then that command will be run inside this cursor agent. So now you are just human in loop. You are not doing anything. You are just like observing what cursor is doing. Now it is asking to install this Tailwind CSS configuration file. I'll just press on run command. Now in here you can see it is now creating some directories. It has just created this components directory, and inside components directory it has created this layout folder. So as you can see, you are not required to do anything. It is doing all of that for you. You are not even looking at the code. This cursor AI agent is doing all of that for you. So that's the whole concept of vibe coding, because we are only interacting with the AI agent, not with the code itself. Now as you can see, it is just creating this dashboard directory. I'll simply just run command, and then it will create that dashboard directory inside source, components, and this dashboards. And now inside that dashboard directory, it will create that SEO scores widget and whatever is required. It will just like do that. Now one thing that you'll see is while cursor AI agent is writing all of this code, it will stop at a moment. It is saying that we default stop the agent after 25 tool calls. You can resume the conversation. So once it will stop that, simply just click on this resume the conversation, and then it will just resume that conversation where it stopped. And now it will just carry on all of the development again. Now it has just finished writing code, and now we need to run this command, which is npm run dev. So just go to your terminal, write this command npm run dev, and then press enter, and now it will run our project. Now it will provide us this URL, which is localhost URL. Simply just click on this and just open this URL inside your browser. I have just opened this URL, and I can see right now I have this error, which is a build error. I'll just copy this error from here as it is. I'll go back to cursor. I'll provide the error details in here. Then I'll ask cursor to fix this error. I can mention here, when I run this project, it is giving me this error. Please fix this error. Press enter, and now it will just fix that error. I'm not writing any of the code. I haven't even looked at that error, and cursor is just like doing all of that for me. All right, it has just fixed that error, and now we can see our front end design is ready. This is already looking very impressive. Maybe I can just like edit this sidebar, but overall design is already looking really impressive. You can see this sidebar has like very detailed options in here, as we mentioned inside our requirements.md file, and it has like very detailed this dashboard, which is mentioning the overall SEO score, all of the backlinks. quick actions, and all of the ranking keywords. Now from here, if you want to change anything inside your design, you can ask Cursor AI agent to do that, or you can just go back to your requirements.md file, and then you can just like move to the next feature, which is maybe creating the core features, which is user authentication and access management. You can now ask Cursor to like create a user authentication. You can use either Firebase authentication or Next authentication. I recommend you using Firebase authentication, so you can just now ask Cursor to like implement that authentication. After that, you can just like create these different user rules, then make your dashboard functional, make your tool mobile responsive, and then just like create all of these different modules one by one. So yeah, this was the overall concept of vibe coding. The main thing that matters in vibe coding is you should understand what you're building, and then you need to translate that to Cursor as well in your own words. So to tell Cursor what exactly are you building, you need to create that requirements.md file, and to make Cursor write better code, you need to create that .cursor rules file. And after that, you need to develop all of the features one by one. And as you saw in this tutorial, when I faced that error when I was running that project, I just copied that error, paste that inside Cursor AI agent, then Cursor fixed that error, and then I was able to run my project. I'll create more full stack projects while doing vibe coding. So if you have not subscribed so far, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you next video. Bye bye.